Right. And actually going back to David Gibbs, I remember when he had actually come and visited my church and talked about when the whole Terry Schiavo thing was going on.
Right.
He's a very talented speaker, and that's great you guys are having him.
Right. We're excited.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And going back to Kendra, I know you had mentioned before about how it was such a difficult time for you, and you and Ronald, your husband, had just moved to Florida. Is that right? Where did you guys come from previously?
We came from Longview, Texas, and you know, we were living out there, and we were almost situated, and then he ended up getting laid off. So, you know, we were like just a couple of days away from not having nowhere to stay. So I said to him, I'm like, okay, well, he talked to his best friend that lives in Jacksonville, and I went by my parents in Atlanta. And the plan was, you know, he works out here and gets things situated, and I work in Atlanta for a while, and then I move out here, and, you know, we're going to get another place. And that did not happen. That did not happen. It was hard to find a job in Atlanta, so about a month of staying there, I'm like, okay, it's time to go. You know, so I came out here and, you know, touched the ground when I got to Jacksonville, and before you know it, I was pregnant. And I'm like, great. Just great. What do I do now? So, and the rest is history.
Yep.
She's so excited.
Caron, one of the things that I think is so neat about, well, everything's neat about their story. They've just been a joy for us to work with, and to have seen them at the beginning. And there was, you know, just some real great difficulty, not only physically but emotionally, and to see how far they've come in their lives, in their marriage and family, and also in their spiritual walk with the Lord, and plugged into a good church. But one of the things that many people think about pregnancy care centers, and we've been accused of over the years, is that we just care about saving babies, and not that there's anything wrong.
They're not like that at all.
There's nothing wrong with saving babies. That's a very high and noble thing. But so many times there are all kinds of other issues that go along with the needs in that family. And so that is one of the reasons why I'm so excited that we not only have a lot of ministries within our organization, but that we can partner with lots of other groups in the community. We have 33 community resources that we can partner with, everything from Christian adoption agencies and Christian attorneys to help if that's a choice. We get Choose Life license plate funds from those Choose Life license plates, so that if a client comes to us and she's considering adoption, we can access those funds to help her until she has a family that can help her. She can get rent and clothes and medical bills and food and all of that, and we can help her access those funds. Because so many times the choice between abortion and adoption is, well, what am I going to do while I'm pregnant? I can't afford this. I'll be out of work, or I won't have the finances. So the state of Florida, that is the one way where we are connected with them, just in that we can receive the funds from the license plates to give out to those clients. So there really is a world of help out there, and that's what I would say to anybody who's in her position. Don't feel like you are alone or that you have no other choice. There are loving, kind people. They aren't going to push anything down your throat, but they are willing to help you. And I think one of the reasons is so many of our staff and volunteers themselves made a choice for abortion in the past, and they regret it greatly. And so they want to help. They understand what the situation people are in and what a tough choice it is. And they just want to be there to say, there are other options for you. Let us present them. Of course, it's your decision. It's always, you know, the person's decision. But we just want to be able to offer them choices. And that's one of the big things we do. We educate all kinds of information that they may not get anywhere else. We give them abortion information because we know that if they go to an abortion clinic or they go to Planned Parenthood, they're not going to explain to them all the abortion procedures, all the possible consequences, the regrets that most people feel. They're not going to get fully educated. So we do. We give them education and then emotional support and actual hands-on support, things that they may need, you know, goods and services that they may need. And so we love to get them into our program where we have a number of months to spend with them, getting them ready. And then afterwards, too, to be a support to them afterwards. I mean, we hope we keep seeing Kendra and Ronald for a long time and get a chance to see them and watch little Kaylee grow up.
Wow, so most of your staff is women who have gone
I
through
would say
decision
probably
making?
fully half of our staff, and a good part, I don't know the percentage of our volunteers, because we really don't have very many staff. It's mostly volunteers. But many of them, they either themselves had a previous abortion, or they had a teenage daughter who got pregnant. They walked through that. They themselves adopted children or had children adopted. So many. When you realize, that 1 in 3 American women have had an abortion by 45, that touches, and it cuts across everyone. You just tend to think, well, that's not Christians, but it's Christians too, because we all get cornered and don't know what choice to make, and if there's not someone there to help us or advise us, sometimes we make choices that we later regret too, just like everyone else. So, yeah.
Kendra, I wanted to ask, you said that before the show you were talking about your new church home and what they asked you about the baby shower. If you just wanted to share that, because I thought that was just a great story.
About the baby shower at church? Yeah, we're at the end of morning service one Sunday, and this girl, her name is Jennifer, she just walks up to me and she's like, hey, I want to throw you a baby shower. She's like, how far along are you? I'm like, 38 weeks. I'm looking all kind of crazy because I'm like, she's coming up to me like she's just known me all my life or whatever. So I'm like, well, okay, you can throw a baby shower. And in my mind, I'm thinking, man, that is like so cool, So I go to the baby shower, and I'm just expecting a handful of people to be there, maybe like 5 or 10. I walk in there, there's like 20 women in there, and I'm just looking around like, wow. And yeah, I got up some baby stuff, and I told them that I thought it was like so cool for them to, to come down and, come to the shower, and it gave me a chance to meet other people that go to the church, and still, they'll just walk up to me and Kaylee, and, they'll play with Kaylee and, and things like that. I'm just really glad that, by us living down here for the last couple of years, we've come across some really good-hearted people, and, I can just go on all day about, how appreciative both me and my husband are, since, Kaylee was in the womb.
Yeah.
And that's it's a goal always to try to get couples planted into a good church, and so her counselor took her to Promised Land Baptist Church with her.
Yeah.
It's not real close to where they live now, but it's worth the drive because they've really plugged in there, and the church has enveloped them, and that's another huge part of, I know, what we try to do is we know that we can't be everything for everyone, and what they really need is a family, a church family.
Yeah, and that's another thing, they helped us get back into the groove of going to church, because, before we lived out here, we were already trying to get ourselves together spiritually, because I believe that if you're not thinking the right way and trying to live your life the right way, your life is not going to go the right way. So that's just my little formula, whatever, you have to live a certain way, and that can help you think a certain way, and that can just make all kinds of things just come to you, and it's just refreshing. It really is. I feel like gradually I felt like I just had like this boulder that was being slowly lifted off my chest, and it helped Ronald, be the kind of good dad that he is towards Kaylee.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody will ever understand the impact that First Coast will have on yourself until you actually go there. I mean, the people are they're so great.
Yeah.
They are so good. I think all of them need to have like a trophy for the job that they do there, and they're not looking for anything in return. They're just there because they really want to help people, and they really love babies.
Yes.
Well, who doesn't?
Well, Judy, you said that a lot of your volunteers have experienced abortion themselves, or probably paid or had a relative. Kendra, Kaylee's 8 months old now. How different would you and Ronald's life be if you decided to not have gone through with the pregnancy, do you think?
Well, like I said earlier, I think we would still be in that fog. You want to go somewhere, but you don't know where to go because you can't even see your way through. And You know, Kaylee's not the first pregnancy I've had. I've been through that abortion road also, and you know, we both took it kind of hard, but my husband, he the one that really took it hard. So First Coast was actually able to give him some counseling with that also. You know, so, you know, we've been on both sides of the fence. You know, so when I found out I was pregnant with Kaylee, abortion was just out of the question. You know, because I automatically just had like this feeling like, you know what, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. So, you know, and then, you know, for people that want to abort, I mean, it's all about a choice or whatever, but sooner or later it's going to come back and, you know, I don't want to say haunt you, but, you know, you're going to pay for that one way or another, you know.
Kendra, that's really courageous of you to say, to mention that, because there's a lot of people out there. Like we said, so many people have had previous abortions, and it's a secret they never want to tell. But when you're brave enough to say so, it's going to give them courage to say, you know, maybe then if I have another opportunity, I'll make a different choice, and maybe I need to go and get some help, you know, dealing with it.
Yeah, and that was the problem, you know. I'm the type of person that's I feel like I can't handle something simple like pregnancy, you know. The kind that gets really sick, and you know, everything is just all over the place. So I really needed some help with her, and I will always remember First Coast Women's Services, Judy and Linda and pretty much everybody there.
Right. And Judy, how can people who are watching today, how can viewers get involved with First Coast Women's Services?
We'd love to have people get involved with us. If they want to contact us, probably go to our website, which is www. and then our letters of our name, so it's fcws.org. Go to that website, and they'll get information, because we're looking again always for more volunteers. We'd be open more hours of every day if we had just had more volunteers to staff. The typical volunteer just works one shift a week. She's maybe there like 3 hours, or he 3 hours. We have daytime hours and evening hours, and we even now have some Saturday hours. We're trying to get Saturdays going, knowing that would be a real convenient time for people to come and find us.
Okay. All right, great. And again, you said the website was www.fcws.org.
Right, because our name is First Coast Women's Services, so it's just the 4 letters of our name, fcws.org, to find us. So we'd be happy to have you contact us and call the center that's closest to you and talk to someone there. That'd be wonderful, and we'd be happy to come speak at anyone's women's group, churches. I speak to a lot of young people in churches about abstinence, because of course we're all about abstinence, about God has a better way, and showing them how wise He was and why we are to save sex for marriage. And so or we have younger people actually than myself who can come and speak too, and just encourage the youth to good reasons why they should wait, and I encourage them, or if they have already become sexually active, how to pull back from that and want to remain pure till they're married.
It's good you said that. I'm sorry, Ken. You said that about the abstinence, because most people don't know First Coast is talking about that, just as well as most people don't know that the local Planned Parenthood sued the local school board to not be able to teach that. So
right, yes, it's just crazy. But statistics really have proven over time that is the best and safest. And I mean, I raised 3 boys, and when they played soccer, if the coach said, I want you to run every day, and I want you to lose weight, or they could do it. I think we underestimate the strength of character of teenagers. They can do whatever they really want to do if they're given good reasons and motivation. Right,
great. And again, we do want to thank you guys so much for visiting us here today, and thank you for watching Jacksonville for Life. If you'd like more information on this, fcws.org. Thank you for watching Jacksonville for Life. Until next time, do something. Say babies of Jacksonville.